driving down the center of the
Hey
street.
everyone, welcome to our 9th episode. We weren't going to record this, but Isaac just started bitching randomly about stuff, and
So
it
we're
is
gonna have
hilarious. If
Isaac
you've never heard
rant
Isaac
about
rant about anything,
technical scripts and
anything.
movies. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yep.
Watch as he just shuts up now because he's on camera.
might happen.
All right, but no. So what was the thing that you were just about to rant about?
The one about the van.
Yeah, about the van.
So there was watching the Grimm episode of
Yeah.
Grimm or whatever. So the first, literally the pilot episode, the mailman in his mail truck, he drives down the center of the street. He just drives the middle of the street. He's like terrible driver. He's endangering people.
This caused him so much pain. Like I looked over, and Isaac was just
This
like,
is what demoted that whole episode from a 4 to a 2.5.
Yeah, it was just the mail.
no.
Van
She gave it a 2.5. He gave it a 2. It went down a whole.
No, she gave
No.
it a 2. I gave it a 2.5.
Oh, you gave
Yeah.
it. Oh
so
Yeah.
she liked it even less than
Gabe,
Isaac.
I always have had a better memory than you.
God damn it. It's sad because it's true. But anyway, so what's another thing about movies that you just like fucking bitch about? Okay, you and I had the same problem with a certain viral video that we watched together recently called Too Many Cooks.
Oh my god.
Too many cooks.
Yeah.
Too many cooks.
Have you two seen Too Many Cooks?
No.
It's
We
amazing.
will
We
explain
need to
it
watch
later.
it.
But there's
Let's
this
watch it later, it's
the thing with the hawk and the White House. You and I had the same reaction to that particular part of the video, and that was, "Fuck you!" I did it more audibly, and I just because we watched this at Liam's house, and we were sitting in his living room, and Isaac's reaction was just,
That video was like, okay, we got through like 5 minutes of the video, and I was like, all right, I can see this is kind of funny, and then it kind of went on for like 10 minutes, and I was still sitting there like,
Okay.
all right,
This
is really
it's still
long.
happening. It's still
"This
going
is
on.
happening." Anyway.
And then it goes to space, and I'm like, what is happening?
We'll have to stop talking so we can show Jack and Vanessa when we're done with
Yeah, we
this,
need to
because
show-
it is
True.
fucking brilliant.
I
my
watched
opinion.
it for a film class once. We were talking about like just new like digital media and just like the
Adult
world of like
Swim has, because it's an Adult Swim short,
yeah.
which means it airs between like their episodes of like Rick and Morty,
Yeah.
Super Jail, whatever they are airing at the time.
Yeah.
And they have the best, just stupid out of
love-
nowhere.
I love Adult
shorts.
Swim. Adult Swim is an amazing channel.
One of my favorite ones is there's this one about like, I think it's an antidepressant commercial where this like woman like meets a parallel version of herself, and then like the parallel version tries to kill her and steal her life, and then ends up destroying her life by like doing drugs and going down this hardcore spiral of insanity. It is fucking ridiculous, and they have no point, but I love it. And no, the reason I like Too Many Cooks is because it reminds me of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I love those things.
Those things, like, the fan theories behind those are what's brilliant too. Like how
I've
each.
never heard any of them.
So it's essentially each of the main 3 puppets is a representation of a phase in someone's life.
Okay.
So the green one, I think it's green. The green one is being elderly.
Okay.
The yellow one is childhood, and the red one is being a teenager on the verge of adulthood.
Huh.
Interesting.
Is the specific phase, and so it's because like the elderly one dies first, because like that was the point of him, and then the next person to die is childhood. And then, like, the teenager grows up and grows out of this messed up reality of uncreativity that he's in and stuff.
Huh.
And that's, like, the point of all those videos.
But what is the computer?
What is the computer? Who fucking knows?
That's
man?
the future.
So the other one is, like, there's a 4th character that's in every video. And he's always in a corner somewhere. It's, I think his name is, like, Tom is what it's supposed to be. And he's just this, like, little stick figure, like older yellow version. Like he's the dad of the childhood yellow one,
Okay.
and so he's just like an older version of that is what the point of this character was. And like his thing is that he is expectations, I think is what it is. I could totally be butchering this theory or creating my own. Who knows? But like he's like adult expectations. And that's why he's going, like, he's in every video just, like, always looming over everyone's shoulder, like, because he's what's expected of everyone. He expects things out of everyone. And, like, one of the videos ends with him and, like, the red one having a stare down. Because of, like, who's going to win, like, the ultimate showdown between the two of them.
Yep.
It's fucking
See, no, I've just
fascinating.
seen, like, I've seen more just, like, theories that it's all just, you know, a, like, harsh criticism of, like, children's educational television and how it, like, is an oppressive system meant to, like, brainwash your children into conformity, basically.
Have you met me?
I just like the songs.
Isaac, bitch
Yeah, what?
about another show. What's another show?
What's another show?
Or just,
another show?
like, something that, like, a technical, like, like...
I don't
just
think
a-
our audience has heard
technical
your
problem.
Supergirl commentary.
Yo,
Oh, yeah,
they have
this
not.
is
My
Supergirl
Supergirl
thing.
commentary? Oh,
Yeah.
so if for any of you that watch the first scene of Supergirl, this is going to ruin it for you forever, probably.
Unless you don't care, like
No.
most
Unless
of
you don't
humanity.
care. All right.
It's gonna ruin it for no one but you.
So she has her secret military base, right? When she finally gets all that figured out.
Yeah.
Every time, fuck you. Every time they transition from anywhere else in the Supergirl world to that military base, they play this shot of a convoy of military vehicles driving to a military base. Every single time they go there, it's the exact same shot.
The exact
Even if it's
same
nighttime,
establishment
it's just
shot.
recolored. It's the same shot every single time. It's absurd.
We were watching when we watched the Once Upon a Time pilot. There's one part where the floor is obviously like green screened.
Oh
or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh
And,
my
like-
God, yeah, where she walks into the room.
And then like the floor just
Oh
kind of
my
like floats
God,
underneath her.
it's so bad.
And like the best
Oh,
part
God.
is no one I know like
Has ever noticed
has
it.
ever noticed that. I've never heard that complaint before. Like I noticed those things, but like I was one of the first to pick on the Henry Cavill CGI. But that happens and Isaac goes, "What the fuck?" Like that's his reaction.
It literally looks like she's like
Hovering
zooming through reality. You know, it's really weird. It looks really strange. It's totally out of place.
What'd you think of the Henry Cavill CGI?
Oh, the mustache. I think maybe they shouldn't have started the entire movie with a shot of Henry Cavill's CGI lip. Like it's literally the first shot of the entire Justice League movie is supposed to be like footage from like some kid recording Superman on his phone, and it's just and his lip looks super weird. I'm like, why are you starting the movie like this? Like you're just starting.
Starting at a low bar, hoping that people will think, "Hey, that movie got better than the stupid CGI lip in the first 30 seconds."
See, I love movie CG, and I think it's really cool. But I think people right now are just pushing it a little farther than it can really go at the moment.
Agreed.
Like especially Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One. where
I didn't mind that actually, but
A CG
yeah.
character does not belong front and center next to a real life living person.
I
The
have to
difference
agree-
is
I
too
have to
much.
agree with that.
It's too
Those
obvious.
were the only problematic parts in that movie for me.
Yeah,
But,
Grand
like,
Moff Tarkin and Leia.
It
Yeah.
was the CG.
Yeah.
No, so it was the CG part, but I still liked the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Fair.
course.
Like I still so like the movie is still enjoyable.
I
Yeah,
thought it
absolutely.
would because
It
like
was-
But they could
was-
have put any other like general.
I
there,
understand, but Tarkin's like he's significant. Plus,
He's
it was
iconic,
just,
yeah,
it was
he's
like
iconic.
having Thanos next to Captain America.
Word.
Like it's like an Avengers CG character. So that's how I kind of pictured it. I think like so Isaac told me about something like pay attention to Leia's eyes
Yep.
when you watch the CG scene. So I went back and watched the CG scene for that reason. And I was like, God damn it. And so it's just her eyes don't move. They are dead eyes.
Yeah. If you
It's
want a
just the
comparison,
uncanny valley problem for
No.
both of those.
Yeah.
Right?
So,
like they're so close, and yet they just give you the heebie-jeebies because
Yeah.
they're not quite there.
Well, especially
Well, the
since
thing
Carrie
is
Fisher had just died when that
Right.
movie came out.
Well,
too.
and also like Marvel's starting to use similar technology to like make younger versions of a lot of their characters, like they did like a young Michael Douglas for young Hank Pym and
They also did
Ant-Man, young Tony
but those
Stark.
were great.
Those were good. There's still that little bit of uncanniness to it. It's better though, and I think it's a little bit better because they're still
Honestly,
using.
I thought it was hair and
Yeah.
makeup for Tony Stark, and like the first Ant-Man with like the first young
Mm-hmm.
Michael Douglas. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was CG until like someone explained it to me afterwards.
Yeah. Which
And
now
even-
that they can do that, I swear they're going to do that in every single Marvel film now. It's
I
like,
mean, why
let's.
wouldn't you?
Who
They're
else can
so
we
good
make
at it.
look young now?
They're so good at it. Plus, they
Hell,
can
they
rub
did it
in
with-
DC's faces
Yeah.
that they're better
Hell,
at it.
yeah, hell, they did it. They did it to Johnny Depp in like the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, so we could get like a really young Jack Sparrow.
Okay, but what can't they rub into DC's faces that
didn't
they're
see-
better at?
I know.
Like, really?
That's fair. Like I understand, but like why not just like throw salt in the wound?
Yeah.
Word.
Especially when it's like $1 billion industry at this point. But no, God. Fucking CG lip, man.
Well,
It's
if you
so-
want a comparison, like, look at Mark Hamill so in Star Citizen, which is the video game I like a lot that's coming out. They have Mark Hamill is one of the game characters, so he
Right.
plays himself as
Interesting.
another character in the game.
Right.
But if you look at the trailer, there's a trailer where Mark Hamill climbs out of a spaceship and he talks to you. He is so much more alive than some CG characters you see in movies, and it's all in the tiny motions that he does. It's all what happens when he stands still. Like the second
really
he
cool.
stands still, it's really interesting. But you definitely look at it because he looks the character like walks up to you and he kind of looks up and down. He kind of looks at you, kind of makes a face at you. I've never seen a movie CG character quite like that.
That's really.
It's really
beautiful.
interesting.
awesome.
Video games
Yeah.
are definitely pushing the limits with like. I love what they're doing. Like,
well, especially
yeah.
you have to.
yeah.
I feel like you have to with the video game industry because like people talk about movie CG way more, even if video
Yeah.
game CG. Have you seen the CG for Star Wars, like Force Unleashed 2?
Yeah.
Like it's nowhere near Star Citizen,
But
but it's still pretty fucking good.
yeah. Or like I've
Like,
just
it-
been blown away with like the CGI stuff for like Halo 4 and Halo 5, especially for like the cutscenes.
Exactly.
Like photorealistic stuff there. Like it's amazing.
Or like, I mean, the gameplay of like Witcher on your like full high res, which I admit I can get nowhere
So the
near.
best-
I can't even run that game on my computer, but I've got friends
And
that
brother.
put that thing on at highest quality, and you're like, I think
Doesn't
that
Harry
water
do
is
that?
more real than the
real
water
water.
that I just drank a minute ago, and I'm concerned.
It's like a bunch of little things. Like I don't know if you played the first Battlefront remake that EA made.
Sure.
Like as a game,
Right.
it had its issues, but
Yeah.
visually, like
It
visual
looked
fidelity
great.
was
yeah.
insane. Like I remember like walking through the forest of Endor and then looking down and realizing that the leaves were parting around my character's feet as he was walking through, and I was like,
Super
"Oh my
cool.
god, what is that?"
Yeah.
So a game like this is like far behind. This was way back.
Yeah.
So people always say the best part about the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie was that it had a really cool game adaptation for one reason only, and that was the
Okay.
healing factor that Wolverine had.
Uh-huh.
And it's like the more you upgraded it, the better it was. But like your clothes still remain torn up. So like during the Deadpool fight scene, he'll like tear at your back.
Deadpool. There
Yeah,
were
the
quotes
Deadpool
around
fight
that.
scene in quotes, and it like cuts through his back, and then like the wound heals. You watch like all the blood and stuff like heal, but like the cut on the shirt still remains.
That's super cool.
That's cool.
And, like,
that's
that- so,
good
like-
detail. That's a good detail.
That shit is so cool,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes like it just makes the mustache 10 times more acceptable.
Right, because
it
it's
would've
like,
been
come
way
on.
more acceptable to just make a CG fucking Henry Cavill.
Right? Seriously.
Like seriously.
well, I mean that video
just
game
get
that
another beefcake.
that
stand in
video
the
game that
goddamn
Isaac
place
was
and do it.
talking about shows that probably a CG Henry Cavill would have looked more realistic.
Seriously,
Although all of the,
the
CGI in Justice League was terrible. Just look at Steppenwolf. He looked
Oh my
like
God, that
he
was
looked
fucking
like
shitty.
he looked like a like early 2000s, like late 90s, early 2000s video game villain. I was like, what is this?
God, no. That movie was so bad.
If Wonder Woman
Wait,
is
they
the
turned
best
a 70s
DC,
rock band into a 90s video game villain.
yeah.
The thing is,
Steppenwolf.
I just don't understand why
If
like DC doesn't even just do like even if they did like all 3D stuff or like
Right.
because they're DC animated movies. I don't know if you've seen any of the Justice League like animated universe that's going on right now.
Yeah, their animated
Fucking
movies
fantastic.
have amazing writing,
Have you-
and they're so good.
My favorite one is
I love
like,
their. I still need to see Gotham by Gaslight. I've heard it's really good and it has a
haven't seen
really,
Gotham by
and I've
Gaslight.
heard that it has a
Maybe not.
really, really interesting twist.
It's all on Hulu and I have Hulu. But
We should watch it sometime because like that's one
have
thing
you
I
seen
like.
Justice League Dark?
How long has this
no.
episode gone on for?
I don't care.
I didn't start a timer.
Oh,
I
God.
don't care.
We can
6
end it right
years.
now if we want.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. So we're gonna end this bonus episode 9, 8.5, fucking whatever.
42.
We're gonna end it right now. Thank you for listening to our random musings. Guys, on to the next topic.
Quack.